So I will be supporting this. I think that this is probably a couple weeks overdue. And I just want to tell my colleagues that this isn't forcing him to resign or anything else. This is basically this is required per charter. Exactly. In case you guys didn't know, this is required per charter. So I'm going to read the part of the charter that mandates that we have a vote on this. Perfect. Section 2-410, vacancy in the office of council member. Subsection C, when a council member is unable to perform their duties of the office, the council member may request of the city council to be excused from duties, which he has not, for a period not to exceed 45 consecutive days, consecutive calendar days. And the city council shall vote to excuse or not to excuse. He never requested, so that hasn't happened. If the council member does not request to be excused and the council member does not perform the duties of their office for 45 consecutive days, 45 consecutive days was a few weeks ago. Yep. The incident that stopped him from coming to council happened on July 10th. 45 consecutive days, calendar days after that, would have been the 25th of August. Yep. If the council member does not request to be excused and the council member does not perform their duties for 45 consecutive calendar days, or if the city council votes not to excuse him, which we didn't, the city council shall vote on whether or not to declare the office vacant. Shall. It doesn't say may. It says shall. Where in the hell's the EAB board now? Where's the EAB board at this? Because that is part of the charter, and he has not been here and next week will be 2 months, 60 days. So this right here, this vote is to excuse him until the end of his legal obligations or whatever process that is. So this right here is the city council excusing him and not voting his office vacant.
What page is that?
What page? 24. So this right here is above and beyond. We could have a vote and declare the office vacant. This right here is almost in his favor because we're excusing him not to come here until his legal obligations are resolved. So to me, this right here is in his favor. Exactly. This is basically, excusing everything that he's, going through and saying, don't worry about showing up. We're not going to vacate your office and deal with your legal obligations. That's what we're saying. That's what this resolution says. So by charter, we could do the opposite and declare his office vacant. We could have that vote. We could have that vote because it's required. It shall. We shall have that vote per charter. So I don't understand if my colleagues don't support this. I don't understand what they just don't want to talk about it. We're going to put earmuffs on and pretend that he wasn't charged with domestic violence. We're going to pretend that he hasn't been here for 2 months. We're just going to, if we don't talk about it, it'll go away. So to me, I'm going to support this, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during public speaking? I'm sorry, council response. Thank you.
Madam.
I'm sorry, I'm tripping. This is anybody else in round one of the resolution. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair. When I did the resolution, I had to keep in mind that as council members, we cannot suspend our members. We don't have that authority.
We do.
Well, after a certain amount of time, we don't have that authority. I know what I'm saying. And you know what? First of all, point of order. You shouldn't even be talking while I'm talking.
So,
You've been doing that all night.
So
Talking
actually,
while
please pause our
other
time.
individuals are
Please
talking.
pause our time. I actually have not been doing that all night. Second of all,
Yes,
I can
you
understand. I can understand your frustration. However, I'm going to ask you to be respectful and not spread misinformation.
And I'ma ask you to be
Actually, the
respectful.
chair has the floor right now.
But you
And
should
so
not
what
be
we're gonna
talking while I'm
do?
talking.
No, I have the floor right now as the chair. You said point of order, so I have the floor right now as the chair. As I was saying, I can certainly understand your passion and your frustration, but one, we're not going to spread misinformation about what's been happening all night because I've not been talking at all, actually. And then the second thing, what we're going to
can
do.
I get back to what I
I
was
have
saying?
the floor
On
as
my
the chair,
time.
and I've not relinquished it. You will get your time back when I relinquish the floor. As I'm saying,
you're
Mr.
taking the
Wood, that's
floor.
your first warning. As I was saying. That's cool. So as I was saying,
Yeah, an abuse of power.
right, sure. No, what it is that there's a constant disrespect that comes from you when you get too passionate.
And there's
It's a constant disrespect.
that comes from you.
Yeah, well, I didn't disrespect
Now,
you, though.
let's
All
get
I
back
simply
to the
did was
meeting.
tell you, because you stated something incorrect,
Yeah, but
is that
you're
we
talking
do
while
have
I'm
the
talking,
power.
and you shouldn't be
We
talking
do.
while I'm
Actually,
talking.
I'm the chair. So
And what
we can
does
do
that
that
mean?
again. That
What does that
means
mean?
that means I can step in and say if you said something incorrectly that
No,
you
that
stated
does-
something
that's not what
incorrectly.
that means.
Yes, it does. And you
That's not
stated
what that
something
means.
incorrectly. The bottom line is you stated you couldn't remove him or you couldn't introduce something when that's not true. You can.
No, you
So
can't.
it doesn't matter. He's not elected to any position
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
in
but
life.
listen to
so as I was
So
saying,
let me get back to saying what I was
when
saying.
I get done,
You know
because
what?
you
I'm gonna leave
misinterpreted
this meeting.
because you misinterpreted me as me saying you had a right to do something as me trying to interrupt you. That's fine if you want to go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, you do, because how are you upset at me by telling you did have the power to do something? I was simply letting you know you did have the power to do it. You're mad because I let you know that you are incorrect and you have the power to do it at any point in time? So let me know.
Don't say that. She just wants to leave. She don't want to take the
Yes, ma'am, Miss Mary. Go ahead. There he.
When I wrote the resolution, because of a court case that we had, whereas we had Tanya suspended, as well as Councilman Mays, we, as a council, cannot suspend our colleagues. And I know a couple of people have spoke on that. So the resolution is to ask the council person in the first ward to voluntarily suspend himself, okay? And, you know, and
Request for
then
information.
the other thing,
Pause our time. What's your request?
Through you to the
Pause our
speaker.
time.
Councilwoman, when you say voluntarily suspend himself, is that to say if he doesn't voluntarily, we still can't really do anything?
right, I mean,
Okay.
that's how it's
That's
written.
not. That's not
That's-
accurate. Go ahead. Unpause our
I
time.
mean, it was just to ask him to voluntarily suspend himself. But based on what Councilman Pfeiffer just read, now since it's 45 days past, we as a council can take further steps, okay? But also, I wrote the resolution too because we have survivors of domestic violence in this city. And as a council, we need to stand with the survivors, okay? We need to stand with the survivors. And we need to let them know that we, as a council, we are against this violence. We're against it. And so that was the whole purpose of this resolution. It's not to, I heard Judy say, well, we can't do anything. He hasn't been convicted or anything like that. I'm not saying that he has been convicted or not, but we need to stand with the survivors in this city. Oh, yeah. To let them know we support them. And that is wrong. It's wrong. So that was why I wrote the resolution. And whether or not Leon voluntarily suspend himself, in which he has not been here, and he's still getting paid. That's wrong. And as residents, that first ward needs to be down here in this council chamber. They need to be up here speaking out against this, against the fact that he hasn't been here, because it's wrong. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 9th Ward.
Thank you. I want to sort of cite a few things on the resolution itself. And per my request for information, and even the title of the resolution, it speaks to resolution calling for Councilman Leon El-Alamin to voluntarily suspend his duties pending resolution of his criminal case. The request is that he steps up and says, while this is pending, I don't want to create confusion or reproach on the integrity of the council. Now, further in this resolution, it actually speaks to that. It speaks to, whereas members of the Flint City Council are elected to serve the public interest and uphold the public trust, acting at all times in a manner that reflects integrity, accountability, and respect for the safety and dignity of Flint residents. This resolution, again, is that voluntarily he suspends his voting and those acts. There's nothing in here, and I think it was spoken to by someone already. This doesn't even speak to withholding pay. Now, the 9 of us know, or those that are here now knows, our pay, there was an attempt to suspend our pay for less than this. Exactly. There have been council members that were suspended for less than this. Now, that's not to assert in any way guilt or innocence. That's not my job. What I'm saying, and what this resolution is saying, is voluntarily suspend self and your duties until this matter is resolved. Still gonna get paid. Us voting for this and putting the ball in his court and us saying, as a council body, we are interested in upholding the integrity of this group for the public interest of the citizens and the residents of the city of Flint. We, the body. So a vote in the affirmative for this of itself does not suspend Councilman El-Alamin. We're asking him, hopefully in a unanimous vote, to say, you consider suspending yourself in these duties. And in that, integrity for all can be in a measure upheld. That said, I yield my time.
Thank you. Anybody else in the first round of discussion? Anybody else in the first round of discussion? All right, seeing as how there's nobody else in the first round of discussion, anybody in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the Ninth Ward.
let me also say this. Again, this resolution, as I see it and as I vote, is not a vote of judgment. This is not a vote of judgment. This is a vote of accountability. Us taking the accountability as a body to say that we are going to make every effort to ensure public trust, and then accountability on the councilman's part to say, again, I don't need to add any additional confusion while I work through what I got to work through. As well, this could free up at least what we would hope to otherwise be the guilt of not sitting in the seat on the Thursdays or the Wednesdays and the Mondays that otherwise we have to be in these seats, and the homework that we need to do prior to. That mental space can be freed up, and focus and concentration can be on his part in defending himself and his name. But again, as I see it, this is not a vote of judgment, but one of accountability. I yield.
Thank you. Anybody else in the second round of discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the Fifth Ward.
And it's about protecting public trust. It's about standing with survivors. And it's about preserving council integrity. That's what it's about. And so I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this resolution. Let's send this resolution to council so that we can vote, approve this resolution. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
So where in the charter does it say what our duties and roles specifically are? Has he been doing constituent work? Absolutely. Has he been attending council meetings? No. But he has been doing the duties of his work by doing his.
Please pause her time, and I would ask that people stop yelling out. Everybody else got a chance to speak without you yelling out. She has an opportunity to speak without you yelling out as well.
Request for
What's your request?
So, through you to the council member in the Fourth Ward. So are you saying that these meetings are voluntary and I can just answer phone calls and never show up to a meeting?
Well, Mr.
Go
Pfeiffer,
ahead, start her time. Go ahead, Ms.
you
Priestley.
were off for quite a while last year when you were ill, or the year before, so, and
Yeah,
did
was it
not.
45
So
days? No, it wasn't.
But
I had 2 strokes and I was back before 45 days.
there are oftentimes, many people on this council have missed multiple times. And, but the fact of the matter is that he has been able to do duties of his job. So I think that this is inappropriate at this time. And as I said before, if he is convicted, I will vote to remove him.
All right, is that all? All right, thank you. Anybody else who wishes to speak in the
Madam
second
Chair.
round? Councilman in the 8th ward.
Through you to the city attorney. The city attorney, are these meetings optional? Because if they're optional, I'm done. If they're optional, I mean, why am I wasting my Wednesdays and Mondays, to your point of the aggravation of being in these seats? Is this optional? Is it part of our duties?
The charter as a whole, particularly Article 3, speaking about the legislative branch, it does not specifically delineate all of the responsibilities and obligations of city council.
So being at the required meetings, the first Wednesday, the first and third Wednesdays, second and fourth Mondays, that is optional? So once you get elected, you never have to show up to vote?
I think attending meetings certainly is one of the requirements of a city council member.
Okay.
It does not speak in one place comprehensively to all of the obligations and duties of a city council member.
No, I agree.
And
I
it
agree
doesn't
with that.
speak to specifically how many meetings
Okay.
a city council member has.
Well,
to
public, this is my last meeting. I'm not coming anymore. I'm not coming anymore. If this is optional, if this is optional, and we're not going to hold members responsible who take 2 months off because they beat their girlfriend allegedly. Like, if this is optional, I mean, it was nice knowing y'all. I'm going to go back and collect a free paycheck and say that I answered a phone call from a constituent once a month. This right here is the most asinine argument that a council meeting is not part of your duties. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But they don't care. If this allegation was on me, this vote would have been 2 months ago. This would have been the day after. This would have been the day after. And I promise you there would have been a press conference by the little guy downstairs. But they don't want to hear any of that. They just want their fifth vote to get up here and pretend like that didn't happen when there's a real victim out there. But they don't want to talk about that. And part of this resolution clearly states, in order to protect the integrity of city council deliberations. Obviously, they don't care about that. They don't care about that. We'll just leave that name tag up there, and we'll just continue to pay for the next 6, 8, 9 months. Who knows?
No, I'm taking it to court. Because they don't have good lawyers. They'll say anything and everything.
We the people.
Oh, all right, thank you. Give me a minute. All right, I think I'm the last person to, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, speak during this time. So I will say this. There are a couple of things that Ms. Priestley did state correctly, and that is, and even the attorney reiterated, is the fact that there are a lot of duties outside attending meetings. Obviously, I'm not going to say that attending meetings is not important and it's not crucial, as the person sitting up here with the best attendance on this council, who has not missed a meeting on this council. Clearly, I am committed to being at meetings. We can't sit up here and act like attendance is just such a huge thing, or that's what this is really about, because there was a whole FOIA pulled on all of our attendance, and the attendance on this council is abysmal. It's disgusting. As a matter of fact, the only people that have really good attendance on this council are 3 people in leadership: myself, Councilwoman Priestley, and Councilwoman Lewis. Everybody else's attendance is absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, y'all can laugh and be as mad as you want, but you can FOIA it. There was a whole article done on our attendance. And so I don't have to lie, it's already been FOIA'd. So again, that's cool, Ms. Biggs, that's your first warning. All right, and now that's your second warning, leave the meeting. Leave the meeting, pause my time.
But you a liar. You a damn liar. You are a liar. We mentioned so much, it's pitiful. Only one probably been here is probably you, and you probably ain't been here.
Only you and you probably been here. Makes a lot of sense. Alrighty, start my time. As I stated, again, if attendance was something that we were really appalled about, then the next people in line with the worst attendance next to his would show up to meetings. Another thing, and I don't know what the circumstances were for my colleague in the 8th Ward, but you missed quite a few meetings while I've been sitting here. You were actually almost at your 45-day mark. And so, no, you have. It was pulled. It was pulled. I promise you, I'm not making it up. Well then you might want to tell the clerk to take better attendance because the record was pulled. The record was pulled. And so another thing is, so if this is really about attendance, then like I stated, again, and there was a whole article done, there was a FOIA given, the clerk gave records. So if this is about attendance, a whole lot of y'all are about to get suspended too. The second thing, we want to act like all of a sudden people care about the charter and what the charter says. When we had council members openly
Request for
state,
information.
please pause the time.
Are you aware that this is based on his conduct, not on his attendance? The attendance was brought up for
I'm going through the door you opened, so let's go. As I was saying, if all of a sudden we care about the charter, when we had council members state on records and leave meetings that they wouldn't follow the charter and appoint when we needed to appoint. So if we're caring about the charter and people need to be suspended for not following the charter, we have grounds for suspension there. If it is about attendance, we have grounds for suspension there. I understand exactly what my colleague in the 4th Ward is saying. I understand exactly what the attorney is saying. I think that the issue that we're running into here is I don't believe in politicizing people's pain. I don't think for y'all it's about the young lady. I don't believe that it is. I think for members of the audience it is. For people up here, it's purely politics. This is the roll call vote for resolution 250285-T, which is the request for voluntary suspension, Flint City Council official duties, 1st Ward Councilman El-Alamin.
Mr. El-Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Johnson is absent. Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Bullshit!
Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Mashat?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 3 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 2 no. That resolution fails. Moving on to appointments 250133-T, which is the appointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Managers, Dr. Khalid M. Ahmed. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
send to council.
There is a
Madam Chair.
motion to send to council. Is there support?
You've lost your quorum.
No, ma'am, he's in these chambers. Is there support? I will support it. It's been moved and properly supported. Is there discussion? Is there discussion? Seeing as how there's no discussion, this is the roll call vote to send resolution 250133-T. The time is now 7:35 p.m. on Wednesday, September 3rd. Due to a lack of quorum, this meeting is adjourned.